Hi again. Thank you for choosing In My Shoes. I'm Hilda Broady, your host. Today, we have an outstanding program planned for you. But before that, a couple of housekeeping things. I am president of the Triborough USBC Youth Bowling Association, which is the only standalone youth bowling association in the tri-state area. We are presently recruiting for membership for the A Different Approach Bowling Clinic. If you need information, you can contact me at queenpin, QUEENPIN 53 at yahoo.com. Bowling offers more scholarships than all the other sports put together, and we're looking to recruit a few because we have limited space, people, adults and youth, to come and join us and have some fun, meet some wonderful people, some really, 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 really good people. And it's a good family activity as well. So, come join us. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to my special guest, Kenyar, Doyle, and his brother Amari. And you know that we've been talking about youth.
Yes.
And the problems that is going, not so much all the time the problems, but just things that are going on with young people. And you expressed an interest in coming on and sharing your point of view, and we welcome anyone coming on to share their point of view. So talk to me.
The problem is that, well, for young people like us, it's not a problem, but when it comes to be a young adult, it takes hard work in order to be a young adult, because you have a lot of things to do, as in like take care of things, be like in charge and stuff. But like me being a teenager today, I didn't expect me to do a lot of things today.
Such as?
Such as like, well, for instance, my mom, she puts me in charge of the kids, as in like if she needs to do something, she puts me in charge, telling me like, make sure they don't mess up the house, make sure nobody gets hurt, and if there's a problem, make sure you call me. Just by like doing that type of stuff, I realized that it's not that easy. So I was thinking, so that's how my point of view, that's what I feel about youth today.
Or that you're having difficulty with the responsibility, or you appreciate the fact that you are being held responsible for?
A little bit of both, as in, like, I'm glad that I held the responsibility, but at the same time, I have the problem with little kids not listening to me. Because
Don't we all? Do you not remember when you were a little kid not listening to us?
oh no, yes, I remember.
Payback is a dog. So if that's just that they talk back,
Yeah, they talk back.
they hide from you.
Yeah, they hide from me. They don't do what I say. And
Because you're still a kid in their
yeah,
eyes.
because I'm still a kid, and they think that just because I'm telling them what to do, they're like, no, you can't tell me what to do. Like, but like, my mom put me in charge, so you better start listening to me, or else I'm gonna have to bring in my mother, and she'll have to settle scores with you.
Are you talking about your nieces and nephews, or your
Yeah,
cousins, or?
because my nephew, he don't listen to me, and my niece, she was born, so she have no idea what was going on. Now my nephew, he don't listen to me, cause he said that he only listened to his father, and I was like, I'm your uncle. So you're saying that your father is the only person that you can listen to?
And how old is he?
He's I think he's 5, or
5 going on 50.
yeah, I think he's 5. And
Okay, so you won't be babysitting. So what about in school?
in school, it's awesome, and I'm like I'm in the 8th grade, and I'm about to go in high school, and everybody's pretty like crazy. They're like, no, I don't want my baby to go to high school. I don't want them to grow up. Cause my sister, she said, well, she keeps on saying that I'm 9.5, and Amari, he's 5.5. And I was like, why would you say that? Cause
Because in her mind, she's
yeah,
not gonna let you grow up anymore because you're the
yeah,
babies.
cause she still loves us, and she don't want us to grow up, go to high school, go to college, and
Be men.
yeah, it's
That's
yeah,
well, nobody. We don't want you to stay little children, but we love you as as little children. But we love you as adults as well. It's just that it's a whole different. Wait until you hit 16. Wait until you hit six. Wait until you hit your teens, Amari.
yeah.
See, you're 12.
Hmm.
Okay, so do you have the same concerns as Carmelo listen to you?
Well, he says same thing to Kenya, like he don't listen to us, he listens to his father. But I was like, okay, but like I let him handle his business.
You did what? You
he it's like it's one of those moments where like you think that everybody else is not the boss of you, but your parents they I mean like they're your parents, they tell you what to do. Um they tell you like go take a bath, go do this, go do that, and I think that's not fair to everybody else, cuz like if you because if you tell them that you're the parents, that you're supposed to listen to them only, then that'll be a problem. Because what if like I was put in charge and their parents they not with them? They wouldn't listen to me because well I'm not their father and I'm not their mother either. So that's the problem. It's it's the way that I'm guessing like how parents tell those children.
well, it's also
Telling
society because you don't want your child listening to any and everybody because it's not safe in this world. So you say, I'm the boss. You listening to me, and that's how parents do it. But I think they need to translate that to people who are watching their children. That now this person is gonna pretend to be me for today, and therefore you have to listen to him the way you listen to me because he's in charge. And maybe that's a step that needs to be taken so that it's not so stressful. It's never going to go away though because he's 5. And he's going to do what he wants because he's 5. And that's what they do. And we just accept that.
yeah.
Okay. So what about extracurricular activities and things like that in school?
Um, I got into basketball and football. Those are my favorite sports. I think in 6th grade and 7th grade, I tried out for the basketball team. I didn't make it, and my dad he told me like that happened to me at the when he was my age, and then he said at 8th grade he makes the basketball team. So he's saying that hopefully I'll be like him. I'll get into the basketball team, and he'll say like hopefully I get into more activities, join the football team, do more activities, and I think it's a perfect thing for me.
Because a lot of people just go to school, go to class, and then go home. And I'm not sure what y'all do. Y'all still play the video games at home. But
No.
when we were in school, we did a whole lot more than just go to class. We were in plays. I played volleyball. Yes, I played volleyball and I was good. That's right. I was very good at that. I had no problem. But we did sing, which is in the olden days. Every grade gave a play, and they called it sing. And we all competed, ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. Everybody was competing with everybody, and that was the big thing for the fall semester, because we went from September, we rehearsed from September to almost a Christmas time, and then we put on a performance for bragging rights, because I can say that because my class beat the seniors out when we were in the 11th grade because we were good. But it was a collaborative effort, and I think your father's encouraging you to become involved in more activities because socialization is really important on this earth.
Yes.
Meeting different people and learning how to cope with different attitudes. I didn't get along well with people in high school because I was the worst dressed girl in school. So, but I didn't have a problem with that. Yeah, the students had a problem with that because they talked about me, and I kept saying, "Well, this is not a fashion show." So, and if you don't like what I wear, buy me something else. So, but I had fun because it's supposed to be fun. Because y'all are different than usually. I wanted you on my show because every time you look at the news, what do you see?
Um, Usually when I look at the news, I see I wouldn't say mostly about youth, but mostly about like what's happening to young people like us, like as in like not it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, as in like how young people they get into like more activities, as in like I guess you say, as in like making activities for kids that they love how to do. Maybe how young people behave these days, as in like they don't get into physical activities. They just stay home and play video games all day. They watch TV, and you, I'm gonna be honest. I was like that when I was little.
I know. I know. Couldn't tear you away from the computer. Couldn't
Like,
tear you away from the TV. You had both things going, both for you. Don't even try to sit there and act like you innocent, because you're not innocent. That was all you did. I was like, wow, one day they're gonna go outside and see that there's a sun. No, but usually when you're watching TV, you see a lot of negative news reports. You hardly ever see positive young people on TV. This weekend I was amazed because I saw quite a few. I was like, oh, there must be getting ready to go back to school. That's what it is. So they're going to highlight the positive in our young people because you're getting ready to go back to school. It's going to be a whole new life. You're getting ready to go to high school. Plus, y'all are going to totally new schools in a whole new state. So that's something different. And why are you so quiet today? You've
Because-
never been shy before.
Because Kane was talking, so I don't know when to disturb him. That's why.
talk about like well, he got into more sports activity like kickball and football and stuff.
Kickball.
Yeah.
And,
Kickball? Wait a minute. What is kickball?
Kickball is
It's like a sport in school, and like the reason like you get the dodgeball, right? And you roll it to the people, kids, and they want, and you got to kick it. They got catch it. It's just like baseball, like 1-2 base, and if you kick it so high, you get a home run. And so we
That's
play.
a sport in school now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually in fifth grade and fourth grade I played that, and since I talked so much about kickball, he got into that, and that's what made him into kickball.
Cause I'm like really good at kickball, and he really good at
Yeah,
kickball.
I was really good at kickball back
My favorite
then.
sport is kickball and football and bowling too.
I'm bowling. Ah, yes. And I don't think there's a bowling alley far from you where you live in now, right?
Oh
It's
no,
not that far. It just
it's not
like
that far.
I think it was 7 miles or 8 miles.
It's not that far, but it's right up there. It's not that far.
The last I almost beat Mom and Kenya, and then Mom wins because I almost beat them.
Yeah, our mother wins, and she was like, "Yay, I won."
Of course.
And I say I will get my revenge.
She said, Stephanie told me she was a champion in bowling. I was like, oh, so you can't mess with the bowling champion at all, cause That's one thing that you gotta learn. You can't mess with the bowling champion at all. You really can't.
You mean Stephanie?
No, our mother, cause
Oh, your mother
yeah,
is the bowling champion?
yeah,
Really?
yes,
And the last time on cause the family reunion on the bowling alley, cause I was like killing it in bowling, and I came like in strike, I think, and I was really good.
this this happened on I think on our grandmother's birthday, and she won. She win the bowling match, and we were cheering for her and Amari, and yeah, we actually had a fun time. He was close of even beating our grandmother, but she won. She,
Because it was her birthday.
yeah, it was her birthday.
And she won anyway.
Yeah,
So old people do beat young
Yeah.
people sometimes. Yes? That's not a
Yes.
bad thing. That's
I mean, like,
how many years do we have on it than you? I mean, many.
I don't know.
So you're gonna join the sports teams and
Yeah.
what else?
I'm still on the basketball and the football, but like if I get more into other sports, then hopefully I'll join the other sports.
Okay, so are you looking toward what you're gonna be when you grow up, when you work? What kind of work you're gonna do? Or you just still too early?
I'm still thinking about it because I'm not sure if I should be a basketball player or a football player because I like both, and it's one of those situations where you can't decide which sports you like to pick. So I'm not sure. But
Okay, so but that's sports wise,
Yeah.
but what about work wise?
oh, work. I'm not sure about work because there's not a lot of jobs that I'm really interested in.
What do you like to do?
What's I like
You like to make things?
to do?
You like to break things?
No.
No, because you could do demolition. People laugh when there are people who really, really, truly enjoy breaking stuff. And demolition is the perfect job for them. They can go tear up stuff and get paid for it. So that's all I'm saying is, what is it? If you think about the things that you like to do, if you can't think about what you want to do, then think about the things that you don't want to do. I know that there are things that I hate to do, and no matter how much you pay me, I ain't going to do it. And that's a place to start because you're getting ready to go into high school now, and they're going to start asking these questions more and more because they're doing it now in pre-high school, especially in Jersey because a lot of the services go through the Department of Labor in Jersey. So they're kind of look toward what are you going to need out there? What kind of training are you going to want? Do you want to go to college? Do you want to go to vocational school? Do you want to make things? Do you want to fix things? Or do you want to read? Or do you want to run your mouth like I do? Which is cool because I got paid for that too.
Really?
I was a counselor. I got a check every 2 weeks. Yes.
Oh
Wow.
That
That.
Didn't think about that?
I didn't even know you
I-
get paid for that.
I didn't.
Y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. You thought I went there every day because I was nice? No. I was nice when I was the director of the school.
Wow.
I didn't get paid for that. I volunteered that. I volunteered my services and my skills because it was necessary at the time. But when I was working for a vested OVR, it was my job and I got paid. You know? You know, your father
Still.
gets paid to do the transit stuff. I get paid. I got paid to be a counselor. Okay. How would I pay my rent? Because you're gonna start. I know that soon you're gonna be getting working papers. You're looking like not really.
Because we're still young. We don't.
Wait a
know
minute,
this.
no. I got working papers at 14. Summer youth employment is coming up. You're gonna have employment You know, they have these part-time jobs that you do after school. Not
Th-
y'all.
this happens around at 14. Really?
Yes, you can get working papers at 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
You
never
can't work, you cannot work for long hours. I think the most you can work is 4 hours a day.
I never I never expected that to be a thing. I mean, like, I know that I'm 14, but I never expected that as a thing.
You can, if there was something that you really wanted to try out, there was something that was just calling you that I want to try it out because I'm not sure about how this would be, you could actually talk your way into just going and doing an internship or doing an apprenticeship in that area just to see what it's really like. Because a lot of the times, the jobs that we think we're going to like turns out to be something that not really what I had in mind. Like when I was a kid, I said, and when I grow up, I'm going to be a teacher in college, and I got to do that. I graduated from Fordham, and they hired me to teach, and I don't mind talking. I really didn't mind talking, but I didn't want to grade people. That's part of being a teacher is you have to be able to grade people. So this is not something that I wanted to do. I didn't want to fail people because they missed 3 of my classes. But if you miss 3 classes in college, you're supposed to fail because you're not there. So I said, okay, I got to teach, which is a blessing. But now I give lectures and I don't have to grade anybody. And the funny thing was the person that taught me how to read was one of my students. My oldest sister was in my class.
Wow.
So you know that was hard too, because it's like, she taught me how to read, and now I'm teaching her what I know. But it was, so I just want you all to start thinking about some of the things that you think you want to do, so that you can try them out. Because you can also, the good thing was you have a computer now. So if there's something that is interesting to you, you can just go online, get the information, see if you really like it. And sometimes they even have virtual where you can go through, and it's almost like you're really doing and experiencing it, and then move on to the next thing if that's not what you want to do. Because you want to look at what labor market trends are. And you saying, I'm a little kid now, what is she talking about? But see how you only 14 now? You're going to blink and you're going to be 20. And you're going to blink again, you're going to be 25. And it's going to move. And I have a lot of young people now who just didn't know what they wanted to do, and just kind of landed in whatever. And I don't like it, but I'm doing it because I. And you don't ever want to be that person that says, well, I'm doing it because I got to pay my rent, or I got to eat, or you doing it because when I was really at my prime, I used to leap up and run to work, jump out of the bed and run to work. I loved my job. I loved what I did. And laughed at them because they paid me. Because I was doing what I loved to do. Unfortunately, that didn't last after, they had a change in management and they made my life difficult. Didn't let me do what I needed to do. So, and I wasn't going to quit. That's not what we do. We don't quit. We work around foolish peoples. Because I still had to pay my rent. And I still wanted to eat. And my car needed gas. So think about that. When are you going to drive? You going to get your license at 16, or are you going to wait until you're 18?
In New Jersey, they actually let you drive around at 15.
Yeah, but you can't drive at night at
I
15.
know.
It's only during
Oh,
the
you
day.
can't?
No, it has to be
Oh.
during the day. Please, please. You want to drive during the day. You know where you take your road test in New Jersey? In a parking lot. That's why it appears that they don't know how to drive, because they're taking a road test in a parking lot. Let me not talk disparagingly about New Jersey, but they're different than New York. I'm listening.
I just want to know, like, if I'm 15, I would like, Mom, can I drive your car? I'm like, let me take you driver license. Let me take you to the driver test. And I did. And he said, okay, let's do the parking lot. I'm like, okay, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. And then I get nervous. I was like, okay, now that.
No, no, no. You have to be mature 15. It's not just 15 because remember, a car is like a lethal weapon. You could hurt somebody or hurt yourself in a vehicle. So you don't want to. You want to study the book, know the rules, and know the rules of the road, but also know how to operate that vehicle. I didn't get my license until I was 21. All right. Nobody would let me behind. Well, no, no, let me rephrase that. My boyfriend's father was going to teach me how to drive when I was 16. I had my learner's permit and I was ready to go. I wanted to drive so bad. And he was working on a car. He had a Volkswagen. He was going to teach me in the Volkswagen because I was going to learn stick. I wanted to learn how to drive stick shift. And he was working on a car in front of me. I didn't know anything about a car, so I'm in the car going, well, what is this? And I'm touching stuff. Never touch. What is this? Well, how about I release the brake? And it was rolling toward that man. Obviously, the man did not teach me how to drive. He said, get out, go home. And I said, but mister, get out. He didn't yell, he didn't curse at me, he just said, go home. But I went, go home, now please. So I never got to learn. So it was, and then I begged my uncle, please teach me how to drive. I want to drive. And he said, okay. So I had a learner's permit for a car and a motorcycle. I was really, I was going to do this. And all I kept doing was every 6 months, they would expire. And then I'd go get some money from Uncle Sam to renew them. But he would never let me behind the wheel. And he drove a motorcycle and a car. And he never let me. And then he finally said after the 4th time I renewed it, well, I really need my car so that I can go to work because I have a family. And if you do something to my car, then I can't get to work, so I'll not be teaching you how to drive. So, which is, at least tell me that up front. He paid for the learner's permits because I kept saying, I'm ready, and he kept saying, go get a permit, yeah. How I got my license. I decided that I was going to do it for myself. I ain't had no money. Money really was tight then. So I got a part-time job. And I'm saying this because you don't always have to depend on your parents to pay for everything. I wanted to learn how to drive, so I got a part-time job. I worked from Saturday mornings, 9 o'clock, sleep in, to Monday morning at 9 o'clock in a group home in Brooklyn. Well, one week I worked in Brooklyn with the girls, and the other weekend I worked in the Bronx with the boys. The oldest kid in the cottage was 18. At the time, I was 19. I had just done everything that they were thinking about doing to me, to my mother. So when they thought about doing it, I said, this is not something that you want to do because I just did it to my mother, so you need to listen to me. Okay, so if you can't come in at curfew, stay wherever you're going to be because I ain't getting up to let you in because they don't pay me for nighttime. I had more difficulty with the boys initially because they looked at me like, oh, you young thing, you're going to come in here and telling us what to do. And I'm like, I got to figure out what to do or I'm not going to have, because I was going to be there by myself and there was 7 of them and me. I have 7 brothers, so they can't win. They couldn't win, but I said, okay. They had a pool table. I said, okay, we're going to play a game of pool. And if I win, you're going to listen to me. And if you win, then I'll quit. Tore them up. Tore them up. They never even got on the table. I ran the table. They didn't ask me if I was a pool shark. I spent my whole freshman year in college playing pool because we had no money to go out. So in the dorm, they had a pool table. It was free. Could play all night, every day, after class, free. So I got to keep my job. They got to listen to me. And after 6 months, I had enough money to pay for driving school. so that I could get my driver's license.
Nice.
That's how you do it. See, what I was when I was young was, if I wanted something, I had no problems working for it. You have less opportunities now than we had back in the day. For some reason, neighborhoods don't seem like neighborhoods anymore. Because I remember being a little kid and selling Kool-Aid or lemonade. I remember that. I remember baking. I remember crocheting. I remember doing things to make money. I remember being a model. I was a model for Lane Bryant. I was a model for an artist to make money. Well, Lane Bryant because I needed clothes. And if whatever you model at Lane Bryant, they let you keep it. But our kids need, our young people, not kids, your young people need to know that we are very resourceful people. And we have skills that we don't tap. And we have the opportunities to tap them. And make a lot of money doing it. Or make what you need. A lot of people, some people don't even need a lot of money. I ain't rich yet. Well, I am. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of friends. So I know I'm rich. Monetarily, I'm still working on the money thing. I'm not in the lotto, so I can't win it. Because I have difficulty with the whole lottery system. But that's for them. So now I'm talking and y'all ain't.
It's you just can't expect things to go your way. You have to like make it to happen. If you just sit there and just waiting for it to happen, it will never happen. You have to make sure to do do what you do in order to make it happen. Otherwise, what you're gonna do? What you're gonna do if you're just sitting there watching TV and just hoping for it to happen? So that's why that's what the purpose of jobs for. That's what you're supposed to do. That's how you're supposed to make. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Well, the only way for me to make money is by, I don't know, like get a job or something.
Doing what?
I have no idea. I'm like I don't think it's like I've been thinking about being a police or a
Okay.
fireman or a janitor. I don't know. I got nothing.
Well,
And if you were 12 years old and told me this is what I'm going to do and you were there, we never know what we want to do until you start doing the research and you start trying out different things and you get to talk to different people who do that occupation. It's like, did I ever meet a counselor? Yeah. Yeah, but that's not what I wanted to be when I grew up. But that's one way to do. I'm not going to do that. And well, teachers. We had teachers all our lives, so I knew that I wanted to. That's what I wanted to do, and I'm still doing it. It's just not in the venue that I had anticipated. I don't want to be in a school. I like going to different places, and I do lectures and I do seminars like that, and that's fine. So you have to work on it. We have to get you some different kinds of, because they have little booklets that you can go through, just to not even to pick a specific career,
just to see like
but just
how you like it.
how
Just to see how
how you think with other people who think the same way as you. That's it. They call it Your Winning Edge. That's what the book is called. Your Winning Edge, and you do. It's like 4 or 5 pages that you do, and they kind of match you up against people who think similarly to you, and then you can meet with those people, and it may be just for the day that you were thinking that, and you've changed your mind because you have the right to change your mind. It's not etched in stone.
Mm.
But we need to be exposed to different things.
Mm.
Yes?
Yes.
Mm.
You're killing me here. You're killing me here.
You gotta do what you enjoy. You just don't do it for, like, for any purpose. You just gotta do what you do. Enjoy what you love to do.
It's helpful. It's helpful.
Just like having a good time with your family.
Cause kids today, young adults today, they just think that just because that you're doing a job, you just like you respect like you just think that just because you're doing the job, you're doing it for the money. No, because when I'm thinking of a job to me is what I enjoy to do. I just don't do the job because of the money. I do it because I love it. Um, it's how I like it, not just because it looks nice, not just because it's huge. No, it's how you look towards it, like thinking like this is how young adults should think of a job like this. Because if you think of it like money, then what you gonna do with money? How are you gonna enjoy your job that you love if you have all this money? You just can't think of it like that.
No, it shouldn't be only about the money. It's not always going to be about the money. Money has to be a factor in it because you don't work for free, especially if you have bills to pay. Oh, you see, we went through the whole thing with the flip-flops, and guess who still has them? I apologize. Everybody knows that I'm TBI, I'm traumatic brain injury, so I forget stuff. So I apologize. This is your flip-flop. You can put it on. It's yours. And Amari.
Thank you.
Okay. Otherwise, I have to take them back home.
Thank you.
So what we're trying to do is just make people aware that we have choices. We don't always have to be on the wrong side of everybody's opinion. I'm not even going to say the law, of everybody's opinion. Everybody looks at our young people and they think negative thoughts a lot. And that really bothers me because it's not always about the negative. Sometimes we have some positive. We have more positive stuff going on in our communities than is highlighted in the media. So in my shoes is going to say, I'm bringing the wonderful people that we have, the great young people that we have, and let our community see that we're comprised of more than just that. Okay? And I want to thank you all for coming because, of course, I'm running out of time because that's what I do.
Thank you.
I forget to look at the clock most of the time. So, when you decide what you want to do, since you're in Jersey and I'm not going to make you schlep all the way over here, maybe we can Skype and you can give us an update on what's going on, where you're at.
Yes.
How's the new school going?
Mm-hmm.
You said the new state is, what did you say? Jersey is what?
We live in North Brunswick.
And our place is like really nice. And can you say like he don't like quiet? Like I don't know why.
Actually, I don't.
Your neighborhood is quiet where you live now?
Yeah, it's actually pretty quiet because New Jersey is pretty quiet.
Well, no. Say the part of New Jersey that we're residing in at present is really quiet because my mother lived in Jersey City, and trust me, it wasn't always quiet. Okay?
Yes.
So thank you for coming. I'll get a shake here. I'll get a shake here.
Thank you.
All right? We good.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
My audience, thank you again for choosing In My Shoes. And today is Youth Day. So we're gonna respect our youth and we're gonna give them their opportunity to speak their minds as well. They brought it to my attention that we were always talking about young people and we didn't have young people on to talk for themselves. So we're gonna try to do this as frequently as possible to highlight the special young people that we have in our world. Thank you so much. See you next week. As you know, I do a bowling program at Van Ness Lanes, and we had a bowl-a-thon there on June 13th, and my goodness, I thank everybody for their participation. I thank the bowlers. But I neglected to thank the owner of Van Ness and his son and his staff, because they have made my bowlers and myself's lives so comfortable. They are the most wonderful people. So I want to thank Jimmy and his son Jimmy and Freddie and Chris. Please forgive me. It wasn't because I didn't think about you. It's because I am TBI and I do forget stuff and my papers got shuffled. And yes, that's no excuse. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you have done for us, making the sacrifices that you have made, opening your center early so that we could come. And there's just nothing like it available any place I've been around. So thank you to the people at Van Ness. And I'll be talking more about a different approach program and Triborough USBC. That's the other thing. They have made all of Triborough welcome. They host our tournaments. I mean, this is a most outstanding, community-oriented bowling center. So thank you. We are broadcast all over the world on www.bronxnet.org, live streamed on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. And we're also on YouTube and Facebook. I have had such a great response from, I can actually say around the world now, that I sometimes seem so overwhelmed. And I think that people who matter must be listening, because we've had people on this show who spoke about children getting arrested for minor incidents or being brutalized for minor incidents and spending so many years of their lives. Like if they're 18 and they spent 10 years or 15 years or 20 years in jail and then coming out. And I think that maybe, possibly, Governor Cuomo is hearing us, because he has a new initiative out that's going to raise the age of conviction so that our little babies, and that's the poem that I wrote called Tot Cops, our babies are not arrested for minor incidents and ruining their lives. Because remember, they talk about brain matter and children, how you think and how they don't think like adults, or how are you treating them like adults. And we have to teach more about the consequences of ill acts, because our kids seem to not realize that there are consequences. I know that everybody in the penitentiaries are not innocent. Come on, some people should be there. But some of our young people, it's sickening, because that's a whole wasted generation. So I say, I applaud the governor. Thank you for hearing and trying to do something. And I will be sending out information, and I will include it in the end of these credits as well, so that you too can get involved and help the governor to make it so that if someone should be going to prison, they shouldn't be going for minor incidents, and they shouldn't be spending the bulk of their childhood in jail for those kinds of offenses that just, it doesn't make any sense. Tot cops, because I was in a training where it was just so sickening that our kids were being arrested and no one seemed to make any noise. So I wrote Tot Cops. This evolution has not been televised, broadcasted, or put on blast. In the blink of an eye, our world has gone awry. topsy, turvy, wink. The sky is green and the grass is blue. Poor little Tess in her pink frilly dress was never a pest, is in such a mess. She wrote on her desk, now she's under arrest. Shackled and dragged from her classroom, so scared simply because she dared to share that she cared by expressing her love for her friends with the ink in her pen. This evolution has not been televised, broadcasted, or put on blast. In the blink of an eye, our world has gone awry. Topsy, turvy, wink. The sky is green and the grass is blue. What will be the fate of teeny tiny Nate, who has just turned 8? Cops have him standing on a milk crate while he is printed and booked for the cookies he took. This evolution has not been televised, broadcasted, or put on blast. In the blink of an eye, our world has gone awry. Wink. The sky is green and the grass is blue. In the blink of an eye, don't ask me why. When I looked up to the sky, it was green. What does this mean? It could be a dream. The cops are arresting our tots, treating them like criminals that they are not. This world has turned upside down. I turned around, then looked at the ground, and the grass was blue. What should we do? The revolution must be televised, broadcasted, and put on blast, showing how in the blink of an eye, our world has gone awry, topsy-turvy, wink. The sky will be green, blink. The grass will be blue until we can enforce a new point of view. Maybe somebody will hear us. Poem that I wrote called Attitude Adjustments. If attitudes were contagious, would yours be worth catching? We are who we are for very special reasons. Look around you, see what's around you. I stand before you. Do I abhor you? Well, I adore you. I have 3 PhDs. The first in Blackitude. Transformed from a ignorant colored gal to a black warrior queen after being infused with the knowledge of who my people are and from whence we emerged. For decades, the first descendants of kings and queens, then survivors of devils and fiends, arriving at a place where with love of life and passion as our only car, if attitudes were contagious, would yours be worth catching? Mine is. Let me infect you with the love. My fatitude emerged when some fools put me down simply because my body was round. They failed to see my fat as my shield that wards off the nuts. Yet I discovered I'm a nut magnet, and when I shed some pounds and was surrounded and invaded and astounded, as with magnets like poles repel, I need my fat to be my north force when north forces try infringing on my sources of energy. I am me, I will be, can you not see? If attitudes were contagious, would yours be worth catching? Let me inject with you the passion. My gimpitude keeps me on the move. I cannot run. Hell, I can't stand for long, or even walk a block unassisted. But I arose from the dead not once, not twice, 3 times. So I know that God has something special for me and mine. So I touch and I teach and I try to reach the multitudes with this message. If attitudes were contagious, would yours be worth catching? If your answer is no, look within your soul. Make the adjustment so that the answer a resounding yes before you are laid to rest. And we're having so many difficulties. People are trying to take on too much, or suffering, and some things you just have to remember. Lessons for dancing in the rain. Quote, life isn't about how to survive the storm, but how to dance in the rain. Unknown, unquote. When life circumstances start to kick you in the pants, dance through the pain. Prance into a joyful refrain, my friend. Decline to remain, you can abstain. You gotta do your part right from the start by rejecting the invitation to the pity party. Quote, life isn't about how to survive the storm, but how to dance in the rain. Unknown, unquote. Which soon will seem like a blessing. That for which you cannot control, you do not worry about. Put it on a back burner until you have command, until you are at the helm and no longer overwhelmed. Quote, life isn't about how to survive the storm, but how to dance in the rain. Unknown, unquote. I'm talking about taking charge, not accepting defeat, overpowering it by moving your feet. No, 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 no. Never, ever fleeing. I mean, trouncing it with every fiber of your being. Quote, life isn't about how to survive the storm, but how to dance in the rain. Unknown, unquote. Life is about living. If you are failing to plan, then you are planning to fail. Being armed for any eventuality is a primary step for making your dreams a vivid reality. Quote, life isn't about how to survive the storm, but how to dance in the rain. Unknown, unquote. Overcoming obstacles, trials, and tribulations, making it through tomorrow when all there seems to be is sorrow. Expecting the traps, enduring life's kicks and slaps is what living is about, no doubt. Quote, life isn't about how to survive the storm, but how to dance in the rain. Unknown, unquote. Come on! It's only rain. You are not sugar. You won't melt. We can only get wet in the thunderstorm that is life. So let's all, okay. And this is just me. Because some people just need to know that you don't have to like me. Okay? But you got to respect me. So I wrote, just me. It's just me that I got to be. You don't have to like me, but you had damn well better respect me. If you fail in that endeavor, the consequence is that I will reject you. I go where I am needed. I am needed where I go. But I do not have to have a need to be going. It's just me that I gotta be. I am frank. I am blunt. I tell it like it is, like it was, how it shall be. Some folks take offense that I refuse to sit on the fence, but it is not my intent to spend my time unwisely letting other folks dictate my existence. Be careful. Don't get it twisted unless you're willing to risk being summarily dismissed. On the other hand, if you should need me, please, please, please remember, you don't have to like me, but you damn well better respect me. If you fail in that endeavor, the consequence is that I will reject you. And I do not have a need to be going, but just call me and I will come.
Yeah, MWAM got a message for you. Check it out. I've been offended by the boxers or the sagging pants in our community. I got a song for you. Check it out. Here we go. Come on.
Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up.
Yeah.
It's the new style.
Come on, Colette, talk to me.
Say, Mr. Harris, sagging jeans is an epidemic.
That's right.
One that I've never been a fan of. And I can't stand how these young men, they sagging, they dragging. Come on, pull your pants up. And I know us girls, we in the wrong for not putting these fellas on.
You got the power.
But I'm offended by boxers. And I think that we all should be. You feel
Come
me?
on, help me.
Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up.
Why?
It's the new style. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up.
Yeah.
Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. It'll make your mama proud.
Here we go.
We living in a world affected by an epidemic. Sagging jeans and sweatpants is how men living. Need to set the example to make the future right. So hear our message when we hit you with the chant. Right?
Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up,
It's kind of catchy.
pull your pants up, pull your pants up.
Come on with it.
It's the new style. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. It'll make your mama proud.
I know you heard your belt say. You know your belt was talking to you this morning. Said, come on, just take me